Do you want your aim to look like this?
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
But even after practicing every single day, doing deathmatches, aim lab or TDMs, your shots still look like this. There are a few reasons why that might be the case, and today I will go over every single one of them. I will break down the mistakes in detail and also give you a practice routine for each aspect of your aim. Without further ado, let's dive in. I have 4 important tips that you need to implement to your game to reach your true potential. The first one is calm aim. Many creators have talked about calm aim before, but very few actually explain what it really means. Calm aim consists of 3 techniques that you need to pay attention to. Check out this clip, you might catch the first thing that helped me convert this fight into an elimination.
One enemy remaining.
As you can see, I stop before I shoot, giving myself the highest possible chance for my gun to be accurate. This alone is already huge, and many players, even in high elo, haven't mastered it yet. Even if you think you have nailed it, just rewatch one of your matches. I guarantee you will find moments where you mess this up. Let me show you another fight so you can spot the next step in achieving calm aim.
See ya. Down you go.
This one goes to you, one. Well played, bro.
One enemy.
Well played, man.
This one is crucial, even when we are just talking about general aiming fundamentals. I wait until my crosshair meets the enemy, and then I shoot. I have to emphasize this, because many players take it too lightly. If you start firing before your crosshair is on the target, it becomes much harder to control your gun. After a few bullets, the random spray pattern kicks in, and then the only way you get the frag is by praying to the RNG gods. Anytime you peek, stay calm, and only shoot when your opponent is actually in your crosshair. With that in mind, the third technique becomes pretty logical. Hitting your first shot is one of the most important things in a gunfight. It doesn't just give you a potential frag immediately, even if you miss the headshot, it slows the enemy down. You can now see why this is so beneficial to learn. If your shot connects and slows the opponent, you have exponentially more chances of landing the next shot since the target is basically standing still. So calm aim is the perfect execution of these 3 basic techniques combined. Now you might be wondering, okay, this is cool and all, but how do I actually practice this until it becomes second nature? Well, lucky for you, I have got an exercise for that. Just stand in front of the practice bots at an angle. Choose 2 different targets and shoot at them in quick succession. Only pull the trigger if you have already micro-adjusted after the flick. Once you have hit those 2 bots, choose another pair and repeat. Don't try to get 4 or 5 quick kills in a row. This is not a competition. Focus on building up that muscle memory. And since I mentioned muscle, here is a tip not many people talk about when it comes to improving in Valorant. This trick is usually hidden behind paid courses, but because I am not selling anything, I will tell you for free. When flicking from target to target, the way you hold your mouse has a massive impact. If you are nervous and have a death grip on your mouse, it becomes much harder to stop your crosshair at the right moment or to make the tiny readjustments needed to actually hit the opponent. This is why you need to learn to hold your mouse in a more gentle way. Pretend you are holding your girlfriend's hamster, Mr. Kuronami, instead. Make sure Mr. Kuronami survives your flicks and your aim will become incredibly consistent. That's the technical part of calm aim, but being mentally calm and relaxed is just as important, if not more. Many players choke the moment a fight starts. They panic spray and forget everything they have practiced. They move while shooting, they spray before lining up their crosshair, and sadly, Mr. Kuronami doesn't survive either. But what's the reason? It's actually simpler than you think. They aren't ready for the fight. All the hours of practice and muscle memory go out the window because they weren't fully prepared. I will show you another clip. Try to spot the most obvious mistake.
Thrifty.
To understand the issue here, we need to take a closer look at the crosshair. As soon as we realize someone is in front of us, we need to adjust to have a chance of getting the frag. But why do we put ourselves in such bad position in the first place? The problem here is how we clear the angle. We are running into common spots where enemies usually stand and not even considering that someone could be there. While clearing corners, we are also pressing multiple movement keys, making it harder to use movement to our advantage. We often overflick players and fall victim to off angles. Even someone popping out of cover can put us in an uncomfortable situation. All of this often leads to panic spraying and watching the rest of the round from spectator mode. Pre-aiming will save you from dying in such silly ways and help you win more fights. You can pre-aim common angles and even some off angles. That way, you are always ready to shoot if someone shows up, and you are not exposing yourself to too many angles at once. Let me show you a 4-step routine that will help you build this skill properly. Step 1. Learn to dead zone. Dead zoning is the foundation of strafing. Pick 2 spots far apart. Shoot at one, then move right and sync your shots with your movement keys. As you change direction, your character model stands still for a split second. That's the moment you are accurate. That's what we call dead zoning. Turn on the shooting error graph during this exercise. You can't move on to the next step until you are fully consistent. Step 2. Half the distance. After mastering the wide shot, shrink the distance between 2 points by half. Same concept. Shoot, move, fire during the dead zone. If you are consistent, move on. Step 3. Half again. Repeat the same process and cut the distance even further. Once you are consistent here too, it's time for the final step. Step 4. 1 dot. Choose a single point on the wall. Keep dead zoning, but only shoot at that 1 dot each time you stop. This will require you to micro-adjust before every shot. After mastering this, we will implement it into the game. Stand behind the wall and practice jiggle pre-fire shots. You want to become familiar with how much your crosshair needs to be pre-aimed. This uses the same dead zoning technique, and now you can see why it's crucial to master. You can also put up a sage wall in the middle of the practice range and slice the pie while dead zoning. This lets you clear angles as safely as possible. If someone's holding that spot, you will pre-fire them. No chance for ping or RNG to mess this up. Once these are down, practice them in custom games by pre-firing common angles while slicing the pie. Then take it into deathmatch for real game practice. The goal of all this is to clear angles without exposing yourself and dying to randoms appearing out of nowhere. Still, no matter how good you get, some enemies will catch you off guard, and this next tip will help you deal with that. But before the tip, check out the members section where you can get cool emotes and member-only videos for only $1 a month. Now, let's get back to the video. The next tip starts with a question. Should you focus on your crosshair or your opponent? You are not alone if you are unsure. Only a few guys even mention this. So, which one is better? Well, it depends. Focusing on your crosshair means you are aiming for precision. As soon as your crosshair covers the enemy, you get a green light to shoot, knowing your shot will connect. On the other hand, focusing on your opponent helps you react to their movement. Here is an example. This guy pops into my vision, and I have to react. I estimate the distance between my crosshair and the target, then adjust and shoot. In Valorant, if you want a precise fight, focus on your crosshair. If you are holding a tight angle with an operator or waiting for someone to peek, focus on your crosshair. The moment it covers someone, click. Boom, you get the frag. No movement needed, just a single shot. Same goes for jiggle peaks and clearing parts of the map. Focus on the crosshair, micro-adjust and shoot. But if someone could pop out from a corner or smoke at any time, focus on the target. In close fights like when Jet dashes in, you need to locate her first and then focus on her movement to hit the shot. Distance plays a key role here. Close targets move faster and are bigger, you don't need pixel perfect aim. So, focus on the target. But long range targets are small and harder to hit, so you will want to line up the pixels and focus on the crosshair. And here is the thing. None of this matters if you don't understand the next tip. You need to learn gun hygiene. This is the foundation of consistent aim in Valorant. You must understand first bullet accuracy, recoil patterns and reset timers. Each gun has its own benefits and limitations. Let me explain this with an example. If you throw a banana into a blender, it gets obliterated easily. But try the same with a Nokia 3310 and you will break the blender. Now imagine the blender is a Bucky. The banana is a player walking into your smoke. Perfect situation, you destroy them. But try that same Bucky play on Heaven Long without smokes at long range. Makes no sense. Even when you understand the gun's purpose, you need to know its specific nuances. Some guns have terrible first shot accuracy, like the Vandal at over 50 meters. It's actually close to 50%. You need to ADS to reach 85% accuracy at that range. Sometimes it's not your aim, it's just a bad gun knowledge putting you in a losing position. Same goes for the Sheriff. Crosshair might be perfect, but if you don't wait for the recoil to reset, you will miss. You need to learn and respect the limits of each gun, or you will always be confused about what went wrong. After this detailed guide, you will achieve perfect calm aim, but I want you to become even better, and for that, you need to click on this video.